Hi everyone, my name is Sean O'Connor. I'm one of the leaders of Sports Guys. It's an Hokie fan, and I've also been a big part of the 707 live stream team. And so, so today I'll be talking about how God has spoken to me through something I didn't really expect him to, video games, specifically Rocket League, if anyone knows what that is. It all started when we first went into quarantine back 2020-ish. I found myself with all this extra time, even though I had school, just to like sitting around doing nothing. And I already been playing Rocket League for like, a couple of years. Reached a pretty high rank, so I was like, hey, might as well try and get as good as I can at this game. I knew a couple of guys who had like hit the esports level, and after hearing them like talk about it for a little bit, I was like, ooh, that sounds kind of fun. Maybe I should go for that. So I started grinding pretty hard. At first, started off as like hour or two a day, just in like ranked games, just kind of like consistently getting like my skill level up, kind of thing. But then as I hit my first couple of like plateaus where I like just couldn't break past a certain rank, I started like pouring more and more time into the game. That I eventually hit like 3 to 4 hours, even like 5 or 6 sometimes with like training. And I know training for a video game kind of seems ridiculous, but that's what it takes to get to the like esports level. Anyway, so also at this point, I was trying to balance that with a 9 to 5 summer internship. So as you guys can imagine, 6 hours a day plus 8 hours of 9 to 5 internship doesn't leave a lot of time for anything else. So I was pretty much playing like as soon as from when I got home to like when I went to bed, and that kind of took away a lot of time from with my family, with friends, with sleeping. All those things are pretty important, and especially my time with God. I was just like everything was getting squeezed out just because of the game. And as I just continued down this path, I kind of just hit a breaking point. Like my mental health just kind of took a turn because I wasn't doing anything besides Rocket League. So I finally kind of like brought the goal before God. I say kind of because I was more like praying at God that I could get better at the game, make progress faster. But I wasn't really like listening to anything he had to say. I was just kind of throwing it at him and then immediately turning back to the game not listening to anything he had to say. So after agonizingly, a couple months of agonizingly slow progress of doing this, I finally reached Grand Champion, which is the highest rank in the game at the time. And then I kind of stopped looking around and realized, wait, I'm not even close to the esports level, even though this is the highest rank. So that realization kind of led me to step back, take a bigger look at my life. I started spending more time intentionally listening to God rather than just praying at Him. And for me, that just meant spending time in silence, reading His Word, all that kind of stuff. And it didn't take long for me to realize that he'd just been telling me to, stop putting all this time in the game. You're not meant to be at that point, at least right now. So after kind of hearing that, this game, just wasn't producing fruit, I got back on the right path, started pouring more of energy back into, my family, time with God, at this point, school, and all those things just kind of radically improved after I was able to just, turn away from this game a little bit and listen to God. So even though I didn't achieve my original goal, through God, I got much more out of this journey than I ever expected to. I learned just how important listening to Him is. And that's my snapshot.